Okay, well here we are on a nice rainy day in the workshop, so forgive the background noise. And I've finally got the kit together to make myself my first carbide tool. So I've been out to the internet, bought myself a 30cm length of 10mm square bar, which is going to act as the shaft. Cost me £4.79, and a carbide cutter and screw to mount it with. They were £7 approximately, including postage. Obviously relatively free piece of 22mm tubing to act as a ferrule, and a piece of ash that I've got from a tree from a friend. And I think we've got all the kit we need to do to get started. One thing I plan to do with this is I'm actually going to try and mount the bar into the handle without actually cutting it in half. So I'm going to try and drive it in, which means cutting an interesting pilot hole in the end. We'll come to that section in a bit. Wish me luck. Right, I'm going to start by doing some shaping of the handle. I've already marked the centres on either end. And we're going to turn this between centres, and I need both those marks to finish it off the way I'm going to finish it. And you'll see as we go through the process why I'm doing that. Okay, I've set my calipers to roughly the width I'm looking for. Just put those up there out of the way. Okay, so a couple of mil to take off there. Just trying to put the smallest of tapers on it, so if I slightly overdo the cut, I can still get a good grip to the wood. Oh, we're getting pretty close. I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a touch. Okay, that looks pretty good, so let's try fitting the ferrule and see how we get on. And actually I've gone too loose on that. Well, happens to the best of us. What I'm going to do is just trim that off. I'll left myself a good log handle and try that again. See, leaving that a bit on the side. We've got a bit more to come, a little bit more. Okay, now if I just push the ferrule into place. Oh well, try 3. At last it looks like we might actually have it. What I'm going to do is just Okay, see if we can now pilot a 10mm hole into the middle of it. Slow that down a bit. No need to be going that fast for this process. Just going to do a little bit of basic shaping now on the front of the handle. We'll try and leave the base of the handle alone, just sort of drive the shaft into it, so we can keep solid wood in that process. Let's see if we can hammer the shaft in. See that? We've got a slight crack there. I don't think it's going to affect the strength of that at all. It's going really solidly. Remounted the handle using the jaws to grip the steel shaft end, and onto that centre left on that end. Right, so let's see how well it trued up. Well, we're a bit out of balance. Didn't quite get the shaft in as straight as I would have wanted, but I don't think it's going to matter much. Let's see if we can just turn it into a tool handle now. Okay, fairly happy with that shape. Time for a bit of decoration and finishing, and then we'll move on to doing the toolbar and attaching the cutter. Right, just going to position the cutter roughly where I want it. Mark for its cutaway. And the cutaway is not particularly necessary, but I think it'll make it look a little bit prettier. We'll go to the grinding wheel. Right, so I'm just going to push it down onto the grinding wheel, so I'm not pushing that way onto the side, I'm actually pushing it onto the end of the wheel. So we've got a nice little notch for it to sit in. Sits nice and flush. Okay. Now what I want to do is use on tools to try and ease any sharp corners so they don't bounce into the tool rest and do it damage. And I'm also going to ease over the tip just to give it a sort of slightly rounded edge and hopefully reduce the chance of that becoming a cutting surface when I'm using it. Go. Not perfect, but a pretty nice profile. Let's just work those corners down a bit. Lovely. Okay, according to my tapping set, this is a 0.8, which means it's an M5. So I need to tap a nice M5 hole in the end. Right, now we're just going to tap it. There we go, it's nice and painless. Right, so now all I've got to do is fit the cutter. There we go, got it right. There's a bit of screw sticking out the back there. I think a long term might just trim that down. So there we go. My first carbide cutting tool. I guess the only thing now is to see how it works. Well, there you go. One reason I wanted this carbide cutter is to get these nice transitions within the bowl. It's maybe a little bit aggressive, but generally pretty pleased with that as for a first time attempt at making a carbide cutter. I think I might make some more. So what would I do different next time? I think next time I'd probably mount the blank, cut the hole in for the shaft of the tool, and then fit the bezel afterwards using the tailstock to keep it centred on the original hole, because I have got a bit of a wander there. Other than that, very happy with the way it turned out. I think a bit of practice I'll be getting on with it. Pleased with that. And you've got to say, for less than 15 quid, a bargain. Okay, see you in the next video. Right, time to put it. Okay, next project's going to have to be some more chisel storage.